traveling through another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination. Your next stop, the Twilight Zone.
Go out for a pass. Okay. Fumble.
Let's see now, Fairfield, excuse me, boys.
Hey, mister, get out of the way. Yeah, we're playing football.
Surely, but first, that is, if you don't mind.
Huh?
Could you direct me to Yancey Street?
What do you want to know for?
Well, I've never been to that particular neighborhood, and,
How come you're carrying that thing?
Oh, this is the Hercules Mark IV, the finest device ever made for hearth and home.
What is it? Some kind of an invention?
Why, yes, as a matter of fact, a new breakthrough in home hygiene. It removes dust and dirt that you can't see with the naked eye. It comes complete with a laboratory-grade filter and an extension hose.
You mean a vacuum cleaner?
No, nothing so prosaic.
Yeah, it is. And you're a salesman. You better stay away from my place. My dad hates salesmen. Mine, too. He'll sock you in the jaw. The last guy that came around...
If you could just point the way to Yancey Street.
Over there, by the park. But don't stop at my house neither. My mom will kick your butt.
Yeah, of course. Okay, bye.
That guy was weird. Yeah, with his little hat. Haha, what a loser.
Oh, here we are, Yancey Street. May as well try the first apartment.
Yeah?
Madam, may I have a word?
Who are you?
My name's Dingle. I have something for you.
You a process server?
No, ma'am. I'm here to,
Social worker?
No, not at all. I'd merely,
A cop?
No.
You said you wanted to give me something?
Oh, yes, indeed.
Well, you can come in, I guess, for a minute.
Lovely place you have here.
Yeah, sure it is.
Now then, I have the most amazing thing to show you.
That it?
Yes.
Looks kind of like a big tin can with knobs and wires.
Now, I'll just plug it in. Now, pretend, if you will, that this rug here is your brain, and this dirt...
What are you doing?
This dirt is all the messy thoughts in your head.
You threw dirt on my floor?
Now, watch what happens when I turn on the Hercules Mark IV. All that filth goes away in a flash.
It's better.
See? Suck. Gone.
Get that thing out of my house.
Well, if you wish, but first I'd like to tell you about...
What's going on in there?
It's a crazy man. He spilled dirt all over, and then he...
Say, pal, what are you trying to pull?
Well, I was just demonstrating...
You a salesman?
Well, you might say...
Well, take your crap and get moving.
It's just one question before I go.
What's that?
I don't suppose, that is, you wouldn't care to purchase one of my vacuum cleaners by any chance, huh?
Get out now!
You know, we have easy time payments.
Look at him. I told you, mister. My old man don't like salesmen.
Thank you. Thank you both very much. Now, I think I'll just try the next block over.
Well, Callahan, you heard the man. He says he's not going to pay, so that's that.
Yeah, you want me to pay on a bum call?
Where I come from, a bet's a bet.
You saw the play. The umpire's blind.
Look, you shouldn't have took the bet. I set the odds and you took them. All I want is what's coming to me.
Oh, hello, Mr. Dingle. The usual?
Oh, not quite yet, Mr. O'Toole. Just allow me to sit here and collect my thoughts.
Uniquely American institution known as the Neighborhood Bar. First up is Mr. Anthony O'Toole, proprietor, who waters his drinks like geraniums, but who stands 4 square for peace and quiet and booths for ladies. Then Mr. Joseph Callahan, an unregistered bookie whose entire life is any sporting event with two sides and a set of odds. His idea of a summit meeting is any dialogue between a catcher and a pitcher with more than one man on base. And the citizen who wants his payoff is every anonymous bettor who ever dropped rent money on a horse race, a prize fight, or a floating crap game, and who took out his frustrations and his insolvency on any vulnerable fellow barstool companion within arms and fists' reach. And Mr. Luther Dingle, a vacuum cleaner salesman whose volume of business is roughly that of a valet at a hobo convention. He is a consummate failure at almost everything. But soon, two visitors from outer space will arrive on the scene and alter the destiny of Luther Dingle by leaving him a legacy. In just a moment, a sad-faced punching bag who missed even the caboose of life's gravy train will take a short constitutional into that most unpredictable region, the one we refer to as the Twilight Zone.
And now, The Twilight Zone, and our story, Mr. Dingle the Strong, starring Tim Kazurinsky, with Stacy Keach as your narrator.
Don't give me that, Callahan. I told you before, I don't pay off on a bum call.
3 umpires called him out. I called him out. 11,000 fans called him out. Final score, Pittsburgh 3, Dodgers nothing. You and me got an even bet. I got the Pirates, hence you owe me $5.
I know a bum call when I see one. That ball was foul when it hit him.
It don't matter what you think you saw.
So instead of an out, it was a foul ball. Who's to say he wouldn't have got on base? So that after the single, he would have scored a run, and like that.
You're dreaming.
And furthermore, Callahan, you're a low-down, cheating insult to American bookiedom.
I'm gonna give you 5 seconds to take back that innuendo.
Callahan, I told you once before already.
Told me what?
You started brawling here again, and I'll fix that mouth of yours so from now on you'll be doing all your drinking through a tube stuck in a vein.
Me? I give you trouble?
You heard me.
Tell it to the #1 welcher of all the western states over here. This guy still owes me money for the fight.
Yeah. Mainly on account of that was a bum call, too. And I don't pay off on bum calls. Hey, Dingle.
Yes?
You remember that fight? The champ's out of the ring, and the ref gives him a long count, like everybody in the room could have gone out for a beer, engaged in some small talk, and then come back and still sat down before the ref is finished counting. Now, how about that? I'm asking you.
Me?
Yeah, you. How about that?
You're asking Dingle?
I sure am. I'm asking him.
Well, I don't know.
You see the game on television last night?
Well, as a matter of fact, I did watch it. Yes.
There you go. Now we'll settle this.
You talk about bum calls. 9th inning, batters up with 2 down, and we got a man on first and a man on second, and this umpire with no pupils in his eyes calls a foul ball and out. You see that?
I believe I did see that particular play.
Then you tell him. You just tell him what you saw. Yeah, go on.
Exceptional defensive play. Abner Doubleday would have been proud.
Never mind Abner Doubleday. I leave it up to you. Was that a foul ball, or was it an out?
Well,
Yeah?
Come on over to the bar, Dingle, and I'll buy you a drink. Refresh your memory.
I'll pay for it.
Put your money away, both of yous. This one's on the house.
Okay, take your time.
Say it. Say what you saw.
Well, it did appear to me...
Yeah?
It appeared to me that the ball was in safe territory.
Appeared?
Consequently, upon striking the ground and then hitting the batter, the rules would very clearly indicate that the batter was out.
You heard it.
You realize, of course, pal, that you're calling me a liar. Now, I ain't an unreasonable man, so I'll give you one more chance.
All right.
Was that a foul, or was it an out?
Well, as I say, it's my considered opinion.
Here's what I think of your opinion.
Hey, that's enough. Back off.
What happened?
Here, Mr. Dingle. Let me help you out.
Oh, yes. Thank you very kindly, Mr. O'Toole.
How come you always gotta hit Dingle? You hit him last week. You hit him the week before.
A man can only stand so much. I'm tired of this guy contradicting me. And when somebody calls me a liar, there's my honor to consider.
Your honor? You've got nothing but larceny in you, all the way from your arches to where you part your hair. And when you die, they're gonna have to screw you into the ground.
How about that, Dingle? Is that true? I'm crooked? I leave it to you, buddy. Am I crooked?
Well...
Hey, Dingle, just once. Why can't you just be neutral?
Well, that's an interesting question.
Watch what you say, Dingle. I got money riding on this.
You are sure we are invisible?
Beyond any doubt.
This represents a typical gathering place for Earthmen?
From the coordinates, yes.
Did you ever see such primitive-looking creatures?
Typical Earthmen.
And I say that anybody tells me Philadelphia had any right to win the pennant that year is out of their green grass mind.
You're blind as a bat, and you're stupid, too.
And furthermore, if you're gonna sit there and tell me...
Look at the record book.
What?
I rest my case.
Not entirely typical. The one in the middle with the hat and peculiar neck adornment.
In Earth terminology, I believe it is called a bow tie.
He appears to have suffered physical damage.
At the hands of his fellow humans. Appalling.
This might be the perfect specimen.
Does that compute?
The very one we're looking for.
Silence. I'm receiving his brainwaves now.
Awaiting confirmation.
His name is Dingle. He's an abject coward. He doesn't even possess the minimum musculature for survival on this planet.
Decidedly a sub-physical type.
A genetic throwback?
I believe we have found our subject.
You intend to give him the additional strength?
We have not found anyone weaker, have we?
Negative.
This one will make an exceptional subject. I estimate 11 additional cyclograms atomic weight. That should make him approximately 300 times as strong as the average human.
Yes, that will suffice. Contact the mothership. Tell them we have picked a subject. They may begin observing him in 60 Earth seconds.
Confirmed. Adjust settings.
Check.
And prepare to let him have it.
Look, Dingle, you don't gotta answer this guy at all.
What do you mean?
Just 'cause he don't happen to like the Phillies...
Let him tell me. He's got a brain, don't he?
Of course he does.
You got a point of view, don't you, Dingle? All right, let's get historical. You follow the game, you know the stats. What did you think of the Phillies back in, say, 53? That was a big year.
The Phillies in 1953?
That's right. You tell me, for example, if you think Robin Roberts was one half the pitcher that Labine was that year.
Oh, here we go again.
Well, of the two, I'd be inclined to take Roberts.
You heard the man.
Buddy, why all the time you gotta fight me? Now, let's run through this one more time. You say that Robin Roberts had more stuff than Clem Labine?
To be perfectly honest and candid, as to the two men, as good as they both were, all things being equal...
So come on already.
Hey, let the man talk.
Who do you pick?
Roberts?
Oh! I'm telling you guys for the last time. You pull any more rough stuff around here, and I ain't gonna let you in that front door. Now look what you've done to this poor little fella.
He's coming around.
How do you feel, Dingle?
Clem Labine was definitely superior.
You see? All I'm doing is helping him see things clear.
What was that?
What was what?
I don't know, but I definitely felt something for a second just then.
How you doing? You all right?
Definitely Clem Labine.
All the same, I think you better go on home.
Well, if you insist. But I feel quite well. Quite remarkably well, in point of fact.
Here's your vacuum.
Oh, very kind of you, but I can carry it.
Dingle, do you mind, a word of advice?
Oh, no, not at all.
Look, there's some guys in this world that are, they're going to get punched in the nose no matter who they pick in a ball game, or who they vote for, or the color of the tie they put on in the morning.
I quite agree, O'Toole, though I've always thought polka dots were quite stylish, personally.
Yeah, well, look, you're one of those guys, Dingle. So, You know what I think you ought to do from now on? Don't talk. Just nod. If a guy asks you who you like in the third race, you just smile at him.
Okay.
If somebody asks you who you're voting for, you just nod.
Okay.
And if you're sitting in the bleachers for a doubleheader and you hear some guy yelling for the Dodgers, you don't go yelling for the Pirates. You just leave your seat and you go get a hot dog. You understand, Dingle?
I believe so. Word to the wise and so forth, huh? Very considerate of you, Mr. O'Toole. I'll definitely give the concept further thought.
Yeah.
What's the matter?
Well, that's odd.
What is?
I feel so funny.
Funny how?
Oh, nothing. I'm sure I'm fine now, but for a moment there, it was as if something passed over me or through me, and I heard a high-pitched sound. Very odd. Did anyone else hear it?
I can't say as I did.
What's he talking about now?
Oh, well. No, what do you suppose caused that?
Caused what?
Well, this vacuum cleaner feels light as a feather. Not that the machine isn't light. It happens to be one of the lightest on the market.
Oh, give me a break.
No, it's a handy-dandy Jim Cracker A1 piece of merchandise, guaranteed to lighten the labor and lengthen the life of that wonderful partner in the American home, the housewife. But I've never noticed it was this light.
Hey, see you, Dingle.
What the?
Did you see that? The door fell off.
Hey, look, Dingle. I mean, with all your faults, despite the fact that you cost me in Band-Aids what I normally would have to put out for the water bill, you've always been a nice type fella who never gave me no trouble. But why all of a sudden do you have to go wrecking my front door?
Oh, believe me, Mr. O'Toole, I am mystified. I am absolutely mystified. The door just seemed to come off its hinges when I grasped the knob very lightly in my hand, my right hand. Well, I'll just set it here against the wall, and you can do whatever you need to make it better again. I bid you good day, gentlemen.
Jeez, O'Toole. What kind of drink did you pour him anyway?
Look it, there's that dweeb again.
Boys?
Hey, mister, why'd you come back, huh?
I told you my dad would sock you in the jaw, and he did.
Yeah, you're really asking for it.
Quite right. Only this time, I'm not going to Yancey Street, merely to that park bench to sit in the sun and collect my thoughts.
He talks funny.
I got an idea. Give me the ball.
You're gonna throw it at him?
Yeah, knock his dumb head off.
Bet you can't do it.
Watch this.
Oh, jeez.
No, boys. That's not the best of all possible manners, is it?
Pretty funny.
Go peddle your vacuum cleaners, you creep, and throw the ball back.
Think you can catch it?
He can't even throw it.
Oh, is that so? All right. Go back for a pass.
Sure.
Let me see now. How does one grip a football? Yes, I think I've got it. Ready? Here goes.
Whoa, look at it go!
Right at that building. It's gonna hit the window.
Here's your lunch, Arthur. You want some soup with it?
Just let me read my paper here, okay, Lydia? I gotta go back to work.
You're always at work. Don't you like being home no more?
Too hot. The air conditioner don't work.
If you tell the super to fix it.
What the heck was that?
I don't know, Arthur, but you don't have to tell the super nothing, 'cause now we got a nice cross ventilation all the way to the next apartment.
Hey, mister, where'd you learn to throw a ball like that?
I really don't know. I don't know what's happening to me. What in the world is happening to me?
Get those kids! Down there! They broke my window.
We better get out of here.
Yes.
Out of the street!
Taxi! Over here.
Where to?
I don't care. Anywhere. I'm in a hurry.
Well, get in, pal.
Oh, yes, of course.
Hey, you tore my back door off. What'd you do that for?
Oh, believe me, this is as much a mystery to me as it is to you. I'll leave it right here so you can fix it.
Now, how am I gonna do that?
Just let me catch my breath.
Hey, quit leaning on my car. You're tipping it over. Help! Somebody get me out of here.
Oh, dear me. You're pinned under the steering wheel, aren't you? Give me a second. There. You can get out now.
Did you see that? He lifted the car and turned it over.
With one hand!
I can't believe my eyes.
Most amazing thing I ever saw.
Who is he?
He's a hero.
What's your name?
No name. I mean, I'm nobody. Nobody at all. Excuse me, miss?
Yes?
May I share your park bench?
Yes, of course. It's not mine. I only come here in the afternoons.
With your charming baby, I see.
Oh, he's not mine either. I'm just the nanny. They want him to have his time in the park. You know it is.
Well, how perfectly lovely. Well, I don't, actually. No, that is.
You're not married?
Never.
Really? That's hard to believe. A nice, normal man like you.
Why, thank you.
For what?
Well, no woman's ever said that to me before, that, I'm normal.
You're joking.
I wish I were. I'm not acquainted with many women, hardly any, in fact, on the personal level. Gosh, I hope you don't mind chatting like this.
Not at all. I spend a lot of time here taking care of the baby.
Oh, cute little fella. I know what he wants.
You do?
Well, look up.
Where?
That tree branch above your head, there's an apple on it, and the baby sees that.
Really?
Oh, I'm sure of it. Coochie-coo. Aren't you the cutest little fella? Look, I don't want you to think I'm a masher or anything. I'm certainly not a masher, but I wonder if you'd mind answering a question.
That depends.
Well, what I mean is, looking at me, would you say, at least upon a perfunctory, cursory, very first surveil, would I appear to be abnormal in any way?
Not at all.
Oh, thank you.
Unless you plan to use that in the park.
Oh, that. Up to a few hours ago, I sold those things. Newfangled vacuum cleaners. Or at least I went through the motions. I was miserably bad as a salesman, just miserable. Would you believe it? Last week I made exactly 89 cents in commission. And that was for an attachment, an upholstery nozzle, and I sold it to a drunk who kept insisting it was a divining rod for alcohol.
Is that why you stopped?
Well, there were other factors. I expected to be fired today anyway, but, that's the least of my worries now. A few minutes ago, people were chasing me.
Why?
Well, that's just it, because they thought I was abnormal. Now, I ask you, would you be interested in hearing the source of my worries?
Go ahead.
Well, that apple, for instance, the baby wants it, but you can't reach it, can you?
No.
Not even if you put the baby down and stood up on the bench.
I couldn't put the baby down.
Oh, precisely. But what if I were to give you a hand?
I'm not sure.
Well, see, this bench weighs, I'd say 100, 150 pounds, and you're no more than 110 to 115.
Well, 125.
Well, what if I were to stand, reach down, pick up the bench by one of its legs, and lift it straight up into the air like this?
Please, put us down!
So that you could reach the apple, and you wouldn't even have to disturb the baby. Go on, reach over and take it. And then I put the bench down with you and the baby on it, right back down on the ground, as gentle as can be. There. Would you say that's abnormal?
How did you...
Hey, man, could you do that again?
Whoa, I'm not sure.
I got my camera with me. I sure would like to get a shot of that. Is it a magic trick, like in Las Vegas? You a magician or what?
No, it's just something that I've discovered I can do. Very recently, as a matter of fact. You see,
I better get the baby home now.
Let me just get the camera set up.
But the young lady's gone now. There's no point in lifting the bench with no one on it, is there?
Well, then do something else.
Or like what?
Anything.
Well, I don't know.
Well, at least let me take your picture. Stand right there by that big rock.
Oh, here? Oh, well, I suppose one picture wouldn't do any harm. Shall I take my hat off? Of course, then the sun would be in my eyes when I have to squint.
Well, can you show me your muscles or something?
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't believe I have any muscles to speak of.
Oh, yeah, right. Say cheese.
Oh, wait, now the rock is in the way. Perhaps if you stand a few feet to your left?
And then the sun will be right in the lens.
Oh, in that case, I better move the rock. May I? Hold on 1 second.
Whoa! You lifted it just like that. It must weigh a ton.
There, young man. Is that better? I suppose you can snap my picture now if you insist.
Yeah, that's great.
Are you sure this is my good side?
Couple more. Oh, right. Wait till my editor sees this.
For the love of Mike, did you see this?
What do you got there, Callahan?
It's Dingle on the front page of the Daily Bulletin.
Let me see that. Hercules? No, it's Luther Dingle, 20th century Samson.
Good gravy. There's his picture. Picking up a giant rock. You mean this is our Dingle?
None other, by the looks of it.
And this is where I spend my afternoons, when I'm not working, of course.
Dingle, my old pal.
Hey, have a seat, buddy boy.
Mr. Luther Dingle, his favorite neighborhood pub. A regular guy who leads a regular life when he's not busy performing miracles. This is Jason Abernathy, and I'm here to bring you the full story on my eyeball news report.
So, who wants a drink? Step right up.
Are you his friend?
What's he really like?
What was his first feat of strength?
Did you always know he was special?
What's his secret?
Well, now, Mr. Dingle, Luther, is my #1 customer. Never goes to any other establishment. Ain't that right, boys?
That's the truth.
I knew he had it in him. We was pals all the way back to grade school.
All right, who's next? Line up.
Mr. Dingle, if what I hear is true, do you realize how much money you could make on a tour with my international circus?
A circus, eh? I don't know.
Vegas, Atlantic City, Branson, Missouri.
Hey, don't listen to her. Hey, Dingle, your future's in television. You're the walking, talking embodiment of every American male's wish fulfillment. You're John Q. Citizen. You're Babbitt. You're Tom, Dick, and Harry. We'll develop a sitcom around those values. A spin-off. After several guest spots, of course.
Well, I'm just not sure.
All right, well, how about an infomercial? A simple across-the-board address by you with examples of your physical prowess followed by product endorsements. It's a natural for breakfast cereals, vitamin pills, anything at all.
You mean like Jack LaLanne, the juice man, that sort of thing?
Forget it, Dingle. I keep telling you, boxing is a piece of cake. You line up with me, I'll get you a couple of real easy setups, and inside of 8 months, I'll have you fighting for the World Championship. Or if you want to go with the WWF instead.
All right, everybody. We're going on the air live in just a few seconds. Would the people around Mr. Dingle get out of the way, please?
I don't want to. Okay, on the air in 4, 3, 2, 1, and...
Hello, friends. Jason Abernathy here. Our unusual subject today is Mr. Luther Dingle, who, if what actual onlookers say is true, is the world's strongest man.
Oh, well, I know.
Mr. Dingle, would you give us an example of this fantastic, allegedly fantastic strength of yours?
Well, I'd be happy to. Mr. O'Toole, is it all right? You know, the thing we discussed?
What, are you kidding? I ain't done this much business since, well, I don't know when. Be my guest, Dingle.
Well...
Yes?
I'll start off with something simple. See this wall? Solid plaster. Supported, I believe, by wooden studs. I'll make a small X with my finger here, and,
You saw it! Mr. Dingle has just punched a hole through a solid wall with his bare fist!
Now, for my second demonstration... Oh, dear, let me see. You've heard of karate. I suppose I could simply just line up the edge of my hand with the surface of this table, my open hand, mind you, and with a single blow...
fantastic.
That's amazing! Would you call it mind over matter, Mr. Dingle?
Oh, no, I'd call it an example of matter over matter. You see, it doesn't matter what's on my mind, even if it's nothing at all.
Okay, Dingle. You just don't go breaking all my tables in half, okay?
Hey, better sit down, buddy. Have yourself a drink. Hey, you want my seat?
Not yet. I feel fine. Splendid. These bar stools are bolted down, aren't they? If, let's say, I wanted to move one a few inches...
See that? He ripped it right off the floor and he didn't even break a sweat. What a guy. Go on. Take my stool if you want.
Stand up.
Sure, why?
If you please.
Why are you looking at me like that? Oh, no. Wait a minute, Dingle. Ain't you ever heard of bygones being bygones? Put me down.
I see it, but I don't believe it. Ladies and gentlemen, the man at the bar is 160 or 70 pounds, and Dingle is lifting him like a rag doll, twirling him over his head with one hand.
I hate your back. That ain't funny.
There. Now, that didn't hurt too much, did it, pal? You're good as new. Well, almost. Gonna give you a hand up, pal?
Mr. Dingle, you're my hero.
He can do anything.
You better not pick a fight with that fellow.
Had enough?
Most inferior. We give him the strength of 300 men, and he uses it for petty exhibitions.
What shall we do about it?
Give him 20 or 30 seconds more, and then remove the power.
Excellent. Then I think we'd best be off. 3 more planets on the itinerary. One is particularly interesting. Contains only females.
Set the ray for cancellation.
Check.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, for my next feat, I think I'll lift this entire building.
Whoa.
Well, at least the ceiling, and hence all the floors above it. Step aside, everyone.
I don't know if we have a clear shot of this, but he's standing on his tiptoes, extending his fingers to the ceiling.
Here we go. Let me try that again. I can't seem to...
Something's wrong.
No, I just felt strange there for a second. Let me try another bar stool. Remember, they're bolted to the floor. One finger... No, maybe 2 fingers.
He's a fake.
No wires this time. Was a trick.
What's the matter, Mr. Dingle?
The wall, then. I'll punch another hole right about here. Ow!
Well, apparently we've all been the victims of a charlatan. Cut. Are we still live?
Come on, let's get out of here.
That was a trick. That's all.
Just some guy looking to get his picture in the paper.
All right, leave off with poor Dingle here. Get out of here. Hey, come on, Dingle. Sit down. I'll get you some iodine for those knuckles.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have the station's apologies. We didn't realize that these were merely stage illusions.
And, okay, we're off the air. That's a wrap.
Off the air for good, I think. Let's go. So long, Samson.
Time to go.
Yes.
Wait, who are they?
Hello, boys.
Where are you 2 from?
Venus, how about you?
Mars. Conducting your own experiments?
Yes. And you?
Sudden introduction of strength to subnormal Earthmen. What is your experiment?
Sudden introduction of enhanced intelligence. Find any interesting subjects?
That one over there, referred to as Dingle. He is certainly subphysical, maybe submental too.
A likely subject. Give him the intelligence quota, Ray.
How much?
Oh, we'll make him approximately 500 times more intelligent than the average human.
What was that?
Hey, Dingle, who do you like in the doubleheader tonight?
Well, in this case, The laws of probability are interspersed with the finagling laws of chance, so through a process of calculus and a subdivision of grapple-based physical motivating and a divisional annotating, in this case, of course, using the two X factors as represented by the teams, the final score must of necessity be 5-3 Milwaukee in the opener, 6-0 Dodgers in the nightcap.
Yeah, what did he say?
Search me, Callahan. Let's have another drink.
It's on the house.
It is apparently on an advanced mathematical plan that the entire quantum theory of space and time relativity must, of necessity, be equated with the parallelian law of definitive numerical dialectical algebraic and can further be notated.
Exit Mr. Luther Dingle, former vacuum cleaner salesman, strongest man on Earth, and now mental giant. These latter powers will very likely be eliminated before too long. But Mr. Dingle has an appeal to extraterrestrial note-takers as well as to frustrated and insolvent bet losers. Offhand, I'd say that he's in for a great many extremely odd periods, simply because there are so many inhabited planets to send down observers, and also because, of course, Mr. Dingle lives his life with one foot planted firmly in the Twilight Zone.
We'll return to the Twilight Zone after these words.
You are about to enter another dimension, a dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind, a journey into a wondrous land of imagination. Next stop, the Twilight Zone. Hi, this is Stacy Keach. I'd like to take a moment to tell you about our Twilight Zone website at TwilightZoneRadio.com. At TwilightZoneRadio.com, you'll find the latest information on these Twilight Zone radio dramas, including behind-the-scenes photographs, plus the newest product releases, trivia contests, ways to contact us, other Twilight Zone-related info and merchandise, plus links to other fascinating websites. So make your next stop TwilightZoneRadio.com.
Visit TwilightZoneRadio.com to purchase these Twilight Zone radio dramas on cassette and CD, or call toll-free 1-866-989-ZONE. That's 1-866-989-9663.
Mr. Dingle the Strong, starring Tim Kazurinsky, with Stacy Keach as your narrator, was adapted for radio by Dennis Etchison and based on a script by Rod Serling. Heard in the cast were Peter DeVaria, Doug James, Richard Hensel, Turk Muller, Rick Peoples, Adam Tangway, Martin Hughes, Maria Stevens, Peggy Roeder, Roger Wolski, and Carl Amari. To learn more about the Twilight Zone radio dramas and to obtain audio cassettes and CDs of these programs, visit our website at TwilightZoneRadio.com. The producers of The Twilight Zone wish to thank CBS Enterprises, Carol Serling, Dennis Etchison, Dick Brescia Associates, Claire Simon Casting, Terry Jennings, XM Satellite Radio, the American Forces Radio and Television Service, Sirius Satellite Radio, our sponsors, and our radio affiliates for helping make this series possible. This copyrighted radio series is produced and directed by Carl Amari and Roger Wolski for Falcon Picture Group. Doug James speaking.